Man, this game has just made me tear my hair out. Hey, welcome everybody. Glad you could make it. I am Matt, and I am the DM for first 20 minutes of this session. And then after that, we're kicking it over to somebody else. But that being said, welcome. This session's going to be a little bit different. I'm not really going to do a huge recap or anything like that. The announcements are largely the same. This session is going to mostly be about leveling up the characters. And then... okay, that was really cool, whoever typed that in. I was watching the Twitch stream while I was talking, and seeing that go in was neat. So this session's going to be about leveling up our characters. Well, their characters. I don't really have a character. And then questions, which somebody else will handle. So without further ado, I think we're just going to dive into the leveling. This isn't a normal session. No real need for announcements. If Jackie wants to go over them, she can after we're done leveling everybody else.
Sure.
So as a reminder for those who don't use Foundry, in order to level your characters, you got to go to your character sheet. And then you click your character sheet, and then I got to wait for this to load. Okay, 1 second. On the character sheet, you go to features, where you'll have your wizard level or your warlock level or something like that. And you click edit, and you just put the new level in next to the features.
Got you.
And then for hit dice and stuff like that, because many of you are banged up, you're going to still roll for your new dice, and you will add your 1/3 of that to your true hit points. So you're rolling to add your fighting stamina, your fighting spirit, and then you're rolling for true hit points. So let's go across my screen. That starts with Magda. Magda, are you taking another level in Warlock?
Yes, I am. Once I remember.
If you want to just have it roll the hit dice for you, just click short rest and roll one of those dice.
No, I'm trying to add the level. I followed your instructions and I don't see a thing that says edit. So
It's over one tab.
It's a pencil.
Yeah, and I've selected that for the Warlock. And then I go to details and I try to change level from 4 to 5 and it doesn't let me.
That's weird. Okay. I have changed it for you.
Yeah,
Okay,
mine.
thank you.
Is she the only one, or is everybody else having that issue?
Sorry, what was that pronoun?
He. Thank you. Is he the only one having that issue, or is everybody else having that problem?
I'm having that problem.
Okay. I wonder if there's a permissions thing I don't know that I didn't turn on.
I don't think I have it either. I also just noticed I'm apparently level 3.
Abby.
Look. There's only so much I can do.
Oh man, this is gonna be. We're off to a great start on level 5, guys.
You know what's interesting is I cannot make the change either when I edit it.
By the way, for those of you in chat, if you have questions for us, go ahead and submit them now, and we'll get to them after we're done leveling.
After whatever this is.
Where you watch us flail around on Foundry.
This is going to be a great level up. My character really improved.
Well, I think it was the elk that just kicked a whole level out of you at one point.
Yeah, probably.
That's absolutely
pretty much. Let's see.
correct.
Warlock, Archfey.
The truth is, editing it right doesn't necessarily have to happen.
No,
right now
editing it doesn't apply it. You have to pull it out from the. You now have to pull it out from the right-hand side. So
Okay.
if you go to the classes and features, and then you find your class and feature, and then copy your chronology magic wizard would be you for
Yeah.
You just pull that over and drop it in. It adds another. There you go, and you leveled up.
Yay!
Huh.
That's a new change. You used to be able to just type in the level and it would put it in there. Maybe it's because of the whole reset of all the data.
There's no Echo Knight.
You're right. There is no Echo Knight. That might be why you're so weak. Yes.
I was just.
Let's see. Create item. This would be a feature. Item name. Echo Knight. On the level up. So we're sticking with Magda. Magda's taking 1 level. And you can roll your hit dice when you are ready.
Right. I think I need to give myself a single hit point so I can do the. Right, yep, there we go. Now I can, because it's like roll death saving throws. I'm like, no, I need to take a rest. And it's like roll death saving throws.
Yeah,
we want to kill you.
Foundry
right.
did want to kill us. Foundry was out for blood.
Yes. Oh, I didn't tell everybody else that. Some of the people don't like knowing those things. There was an error caused by the reset that I didn't catch until after the whole battle was over. But so yeah,
you're saying 2 level ups?
No, 1.
We're all level
up.
6.
All right, so Magda, you get 7 fighting spirit and 2
above average,
6, and 2 regular true hit points, and you can add those to your max and bring it up to that.
And then I go back down to 0.
And then you go back down to 0. Let's move to Caden. Let's not move to Caden. Caden's in the middle of something. Let's move to Jackie. Clara. Jackie, the florist has also leveled up.
She's now a level 10 druid and is real happy about it.
Dang.
Poor druid.
Yep. Yeah. So I did my 5. I should pull up my sheet to see what the heck my con is.
Are you adding another level in wizard?
No, I'm going to take a level in barbarian. Yes, I'm taking a level in wizard. I don't have the strength for barbarian. I don't really have much for taking multi-class right now. So we're just sticking with wizard. We're going to keep it to the classics. Right now, all I'm saying is that good blood hunter abilities are rad, and we're taking Clara down a dark path, and it's great. No, joking.
She's gonna take a level in stone golem.
Fuck off.
She skipped that.
Yeah, I did that. I tried it out. It sucked, and I am not doing it
as much
anymore.
fun as. I'm actually just going to remove your tokens because for some reason the status effects were frozen on top.
Don't we want to know where they were starting next week?
I'll be able to. They're in the room. They're not.
Okay.
It's next week isn't going to be like, and the room collapses on top of you, unless you want it to be, in which case I can do that.
There is a fire in that room.
Oh, you're right.
There is a fire in that room.
Because I did throw a bomb.
You did throw a bomb. Because you the bomb.
Oh, did I really get a 1?
Did you?
No.
Ones are re-rolled.
I did. I did.
Re-rolled. Jeez. Speaking is difficult.
There we go.
Better. So much better.
Okay.
Does Clara have hit points now?
I mean,
Wow.
I have myself up at 1 right now so that I wasn't dead.
Divided by 3, your true hit points go up by 3. So
Awesome.
You can add those to both
20.
sides of the equation. How many
I had 3.
fighting spirit do you have?
0.
0.
I mean, I have 1 right now so that I'm
max.
up,
What's your
but,
max now?
I have 25, so I add 9 to that.
Yeah, 34.
Is it supposed to be 1d6 plus 2 or 1d6 plus 3?
Whatever her Constitution modifier is.
The first one
I
you
did
rolled
3.
was plus 2, and the next one was
take
3.
1 off of that. 8. Sorry.
8. Oh, so you only get 2 true hit.
I mistyped. I'm like reaching very far forward because my laptop is on 5 books right now to be in the right. I'm not in my normal setup. It's freaking me out.
Hey,
Okay, so 8.
Sir Cardis in chat, thanks for the subscription.
Wow,
Thank you very
yeah.
much.
cool. Nice. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
So I'm at 19 and 33. Not 253.
I think that's like basically Caden before we level up.
Right.
Look, I am but a squishy wizard. It takes me a lot.
Magda, did you get any spells for level 5? Any new invocations?
I do get a new invocation and a new spell, and I am tempted to withhold because I want to do some fun RP stuff with it.
Nice.
Okay, then. What about you, Clara? Do you get any new spells for level 5 that you want to tell people about?
Yes, I get 2 spells. I get level 3 spells now, which is super fun. And I'm not going to say that I'm going full chaotic with this, but I am. I'm taking 2 spells, and I'm taking Sending.
Oh.
Sending's level 3?
Sending's level 3.
A good one.
And Counterspell, because I saw good old Kieran use it, and
Yes.
it's happening. So
Yeah.
I'm making it my job to just throw full chaos conversation. Like, I could just send to the Rook. Let's just do that. Let me just have
changes
some
things.
Let me just have some good old conversations with the Rook.
Yes. Hey, now
yeah,
you don't have
Sending
to.
and
If you guys rest here, now you don't have to go to Sherman. You can just summon him. But
Yes.
level 5 stuff takes effect at the end of your next long rest for the sake of simplicity.
That's
Let's go to Caden.
All right, here we go. I'm taking a 4th level in Warlock to bring me up to level 5. My first level was in Rogue.
ASI.
6. So that's a 4. Yeah,
Yep.
slightly below the average one, but I'll take it.
I think that is average
see.
for a D8, isn't it? Or is 5 average?
Five's
for
the
D8?
average.
Yeah, if you take the average, it's a 5 on a D8.
Got it. And then what are you doing for level 4?
2.
Feet? ASI?
ASI for sure. I want that sweet 20 charisma. I've been at
Okay.
18. So what makes that so tasty is that at level 5, you get your proficiency bonus increase, and that charisma bonus increase means that all of my attacks get a +2, and all of my damage gets a +1 as well for that. So yeah, that +2 to hit, I'm really looking forward to that.
Caden's looking forward to being able to hit things.
Yes.
Anything else? Do you get any invocations or spells?
Not at level 4. Nope.
You get
nothing
one
really-
spell? You get one spell.
I get
at
a
level 4.
spell. Yeah, I haven't thought that far in advance. Caden's not much of a spell slinger, so I haven't really thought about it.
Yeah, so
too
you're
much.
not going to share it all until it comes up in the game.
The truth is, I might not know until
Nah, it's
I know
got to
I
be
have
on
to
your
pick.
sheet.
I know I got to pick ahead of time, but it's one of those things where I may pick based on the RP in like
how
the
you
first 10 minutes of
play?
our session.
I might let you just pick, when you cast it, it's on your sheet. Because you have played your character that way so much that I would be okay with that, I think.
That would be
Bending the
kind
rules,
of
everybody else would be okay with that.
Well, all I'm saying is I don't metagame it for my advantage. I have been playing my character below his abilities quite a bit. So-
Yes. And because of that, I get to extend you more rope.
Thank you.
That brings us to last but not least, Olivia. Sorry, brain freeze. I was stuck on your real name for like 30 seconds, and I didn't want to be made fun of again.
I see. All right.
Olivia,
Yes.
are you taking another level in Echo Knight?
Yes, for now I am.
That for now could mean that she's going to change it later. I allow all my characters all the way up until all my players all the way up until level 5, the end of level 5, to make any changes they want free of charge. After that, penalties start to be applied. I'm not at all surprised that Olivia is getting another level in this. I should not have stuck something in my mouth while I'm trying to talk. That's the height of rudeness.
Oh, that was
Because
so bad.
now she gets that sweet, sweet second attack, which for her is a third attack because her Echo can also make an attack. So at
Only
level 5, Olivia's popping out 3 attacks.
fuck yeah. I rolled really bad for my hit points though, so that sucks. It's fine.
What else do you get at level 5? Just the second attack or anything else?
I think that's it.
Fighter, so easy to level up.
Does
I get to shoot 2 Eldritch Blasts now.
You get 2 Eldritch Blasts?
Oh yes.
That look of joy is so good.
You're gonna do so much damage. Oh my god.
Man.
Along with the leveling up, I like to give boons at the end of arcs. And we're basically at the end of this arc. We still have the clean up, the talking to people stuff, but the session has fallen in such a way that this would be a good time to give them out, or at least let them know that they have them or are going to have them moving forward. And this is just something I, as a DM, have always loved doing. Watching how my player... You gotta be kidding me. I didn't save that. Watching how my players play and then using how they've played to... and then giving them boons that accent their particular choice and play style. And so I am stalling while I scroll up through a conversation that I had where I did have them all written down so I can find them again. Because I usually run them by somebody. Let's see. There it is. Because I moved them into the game and then forgot to save this thing. So. Okay. So we're going to start with Magda again. Magda has a very interesting play style. Ian, he remembers everything. To the point where in our personal communications, we have come to an agreement that if I don't write it down, I'm not obligated to get it right. Because Ian always remembers whatever it is I tell him about anything. And so, he'll come to me and be like, but you said this. I know, I thought about it more and forgot and then changed it. Ian, because of your memory, it just makes sense to give you the Keen Mind feat. However, to fit in with your player, your character, I'm removing the ability to remember anything you read because your character hasn't really shown an inclination for diving into the books and remembering all of that. You are a people person, so anything you hear, you can remember accurately up to 30 days, and then also north and the current time of day. But that's Ian. And I'd like to give something to Magda. So for Magda, I am giving you a boon that I call Plan C. It was going to be called Plan B, but I figured that was a little bit too weird.
Yeah, that was pretty weird.
So you have Magda always has 16 different plans for everything. And so because of this, once per day, you may negate a nat 20 that you see that happens within 30 feet of you. You just simply go, nope, that's not the way this is going. And you now have Plan C.
Oh, full dominate play style. Yes.
Fuck yeah.
That's pretty good.
Nice.
Oh, goodness. You're going to regret
Grave
that.
cleric bullshit, and I love it.
Plan C makes sense now for the crits. Plan for the
plan
crits.
Yep.
Yep. So I was either going to be negate a nat 20 or nat 1. I thought you might enjoy the nat 20 more than the nat 1. So let's move to... who should we go next? Let's go to Olivia. For Olivia, Olivia just has a lot of trouble making friends. And so Olivia likes to cast the friend spell, and she's gotten so good at it that she now can cast fast friends once per day. They still know you've done it, and it's still illegal, but now they're your friend for a whole hour.
Oh, wow. See, it's starting to really work this time. I'm telling you, it's the right strat.
On top of that, any time that you have your shadow out in full smoke and in all of its glory, you have advantage on intimidation checks.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So whether or not you're making friends or scaring people, you're good to go. But Olivia has been spending a lot of time working with all of the other party members to figure out how to utilize them and herself in battle. And so Olivia gets the feat Battlemaster. You gain 2 superiority dice, and you may learn 2 Battlemaster maneuvers of your choice. The superiority dice are the base, so it's 1d6.
Oh goodness, I'm so excited. Thank you.
You're welcome. Glad you like it. Let's go to Kaden. Yeah, now you have to pick your Battlemaster feats.
I know, that's like, oh shit.
Well, there's some that move other people that I thought you might enjoy. So there's a lot in there. There's some good ones for how you've been practicing. Let's go to Kaden. Kaden is a little bit of a warlock who wishes he was a rogue. Or a rogue who enjoys being a warlock. You play the balance of that. I've always said that I've said this about games in general. If you don't have a rogue in your party, just get a monk or a warlock, and they can do the job anyway. You don't really need a rogue. But Kaden's doing some of that stuff. So I'm going to be giving. Kaden also has sort of taken on the role of the sneak. The person who goes in and pretends to be somebody else, puts himself where he needs to be. So I am giving you, and you've spent a lot of time working with the rest of the party. So I'm giving you from the Warlock a version of this from the Rogue Mastermind. I'm giving you Master of Intrigue. You are going to gain proficiency with the Disguise Kit. You also gain proficiency with the Forgery Kit. I am changing it just slightly. You also now can learn 1 new language of your choice. Okay. And additionally, you have an unerring mimic to speech patterns and accents of a creature you hear for at least 1 minute, enabling you to pass yourself off as a native speaker of a particular land, providing you know the language. I'm also giving you the other ability that they get at level 3, which is Master of Tactics. Starting at 3rd level, you can give the help action as a bonus action, and you can do it from 30 feet away.
Fuck yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you.
So given your wanting to protect everybody and get yourself in, you may now do this. I think this is the one I'm going to regret the most.
Thank you. I will have to get that from you later because I did not write anything down.
That's fine. I have it all. Let me save this. I have it all in a doc. I think that's everything, right? Or no, we have one more.
I will make everything so much more complicated for you.
I know, which is why I'm making life complicated for me.
Presents, please.
Yeah. For Clara, Clara has driven her whole character as the desire to go after knowledge. Because of this, Clara knew that she should not go down into that room, but the idea of learning 1 more spell was so much that she was willing to do so.
Yeah.
Because of this, Clara is gaining an ability that I have invented, which is if you see a spell that is cast in front of you that is 5th level and below, you may make a ability check or a bonus action ability check, Arcana, to attempt to memorize how the spell is cast. If you succeed, the DC is 10 plus the spell's level. If you succeed, you have 24 hours to put that spell down in your spell book. Otherwise, it's just too far away and you forget.
Rad.
Additionally, though, Claire is all about just changing things and not letting things be the way they were. So I have had lots of different things and ideas, but what I decided to settle on is Claire now has 3 sorcery points and may pick 1 meta magic. The flavor of this will be in the course of altering time. Whatever you pick, we will flavor it to time. But you now have 3 sorcery points and 1 meta magic that you can use to alter your spells. Fly whatever meta magic you pick by me, because there might be some that I haven't thought through because there's some new ones coming out. And we'll pick what the meta magic is together a little bit. I mean, Obviously it'll probably be whatever you pick because I'm a pushover, but fly by me so I can think through whether or not there's some unintended consequences here. But yes, those are the boons that I have picked for you. I have them all written down, and I will send them to you on Discord, as well as maybe add a card to your sheet in case you forget. Merry 5th level.
that sorcery point, that's a neat idea, because it's been established, the whole time thing in the blood too. So we've actually talked off screen a couple times, like, what if Clara's a sorcerer? Maybe Olivia's got some sorcerer in her. So that's kind of cool. Sorcery points.
Yeah, I always thought time should be sorcerer. Wizards of the Coast does not do screw sorcerer over and over. I always thought time wizardry should be sorcerer rather than a wizard thing. But yeah.
I get the best of both worlds. I don't know how to add sorcery points to my sheets, so
I'll take care of it.
Thank you.
So it'll just go into one of you have those 3 things that you can put anything in. It'll just go into one of those.
Sure, I know exactly what you mean. Obviously,
right?
Clearly.
Yeah, the look on your face says that. Well, that is everything we have. I think everyone's leveled up, and the boons have been given out. So I'm going to regret this, but hey, you guys. So Scott, do you want to? You're the one who really hates hearing a little bit behind the screen and the mistakes I made.
Oh no, go for it.
So Foundry reset one of my sheets that you guys were fighting against last week, and instead of my scaled down CR2 stone golems, you were actually fighting CR10 stone golems that had 60 hit points each. So
all 3 of them?
All 3 of them were their attacks were reset to the CR10 version.
How many experience points is that? Yeah.
What level was Kieran?
Kieran was a CR6. So it wasn't a CR6, CR5. He could cast 6 level spells, but he didn't have. He wasn't. Yeah.
Let's just do some calculations on those experience points so that we can. I think we deserve another level.
No. So one thing to keep in mind about Kieran Gall is when I designed him, I specifically did not give him weaponized abilities because he was not a fighter. He was, in his mind, a lover. So
gross.
Now he's dead. So
he's
don't
a manipulator.
And a manipulator. So he probably clocked in as a CR5. But in reality, he was closer to a CR3. He had no attack spells. He didn't even have Fireball. I don't think I even gave him Magic Missile. But I guess
fucking Dragon Breath though.
He did have Dragon Breath, but as a moron, and you should be happy because as a DM, I don't wave my hands and make things happen. I forgot to have him summon his Raven back. Because he was going to cast Dragon Breath on his familiar and have him run around and breathe fire on all of you guys. But I forgot. So there's that. I could have cast that on one of the golems, I suppose. But you kept breaking his concentration. So well done.
Serves him right.
It does. So yeah. I'm turning this over to who? Jackie? Jackie.
Sure. I now have complete control.
You do.
Obviously. Yes. So now we finished leveling up. This is the problem of not being in my usual space, is that I can't have Twitch open. We are going to open it up to questions from you guys. I think I saw some when I briefly had it open.
That went through. Yep.
You can open just the chat, Jackie, if you do twitch.tv/thedicecall/chat. That might be better for your computer.
Twitch.tv.
Here, I can send you a link.
Yeah, there's some good questions in here.
Gonna refresh
while you're
now.
figuring that out, somebody asked me if I could explain Fighting Spirit again.
I got it.
Oh yeah, good call.
Yeah, that's
so I'll
a
do
great
that while you're figuring
thing,
that out.
because I totally know everything about Fighting Spirit always.
Yeah. So Fighting Spirit is better explained as fighting stamina. The idea being that you're not always taking mortal wounds in combat, and you are just. It takes a lot of effort and exertion to fight. And so the way you calculate fighting spirit or fighting stamina is the same way you calculate normal hit points in a normal game. You come up with it in the normal way. And that's your fighting stamina. And when you've run out of fighting stamina, you're now taking very real damage. And the way you calculate your true hit points, your actual amount of damage you can take before you start having to make death saving throws, is a third of your fighting stamina. So as you level up, you get a third. Healing, magical healing in this game, because We did some test playing in some other games, not these guys, but me and the people who came up with this did some test playing, and we found that healing becomes really powerful if you're able to heal true hit points. And so we changed it so healing only heals fighting spirit, but it can always give 1 true hit point. So if you cast Healing Word, it's a 1. If you cast Lay on Hands, Cure Wounds, it's a 1. And then, but you can put as much as you want into fighting spirit. On top of that, there is like 1 spell, I think, Heal and Mass Heal. Those will heal true hit points because they say in the spell that they close up all the wounds and do some stuff like that. So that is basically how fighting stamina works. And then the other thing that you'll notice is sometimes they'll take a hit and they'll have 5 or 6 fighting stamina left, and then they'll take 20 hit points and it won't do anything. That's because unless it is like twice the number of fighting stamina plus twice the number of hit points amount of damage, it doesn't overlap. It doesn't roll over. So that little break between the two can help you from taking a significant amount of damage. But if you take another punch right after, that's true hit points and you're going down, as Caden learned. With that 3d8 plus 6 that I was hitting you with.
So speaking of true hit points and fighting spirit and going down, do I get to pick a permanent scar now for Caden?
You do.
Because she went completely down? Given some thought, and you were talking about the stone golems punching in the face, basically. But Caden did get hit like twice. Like it was a punch, took out 20 of his fighting spirit, and then another one. So I'm almost picturing it like a punch and he got turned, and almost like another one like clocked him in the jaw, taking him out like in the jaw and the neck. And I'd like something, a big scar across from jaw down to like collarbone kind of thing. Here is what I'm
Sounds
thinking.
good. Yeah, as it dragged its stony knuckles across your face.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe
maybe
Caden has a fractured jaw for the next week or two as well.
Gotta get him a straw.
Well, I'm now going to go adjust some art. Excuse me.
No. I just said I know there's art being made, so I was just thinking it could be either side, whichever side has not been in art yet.
Whatever side hasn't been arted.
It's going to be in art very soon, and I've already made plans. I'm very ready for this. Hi, I like drawing blood and injuries.
It's so good.
I'm excited about this.
So that's my question. That's the answer to that question.
Okay.
I've lost the earlier questions. I did see one for Caden.
Yes, I saw it. So it's Scott, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. It's what does Caden think is happening when the other personality takes over?
Okay, I think I saw that here. I'm going to try to, well, I don't have quite enough space. I could probably get rid of that other thing. What does Caden think? Well, Caden doesn't actually, so I'm not going to give away too much, but Caden, you can get a sense of what he experiences from the first time he switched into. I gotta remember, we said his name. Yes, Dominic. We have said his name. The Aasimar form is named Dominic. When Caden transformed on the bridge, he reported afterwards that like he had some vague visions, some of which were not actually things that were taking place on the bridge, but it was almost like he could see elements of the bridge. He remembered flying up in the air, but he also saw someone that when he came to was not there. He talked, I think, about a young girl at one point. So he doesn't, it's like he explained it almost like a dream kind of thing, something that was hazy. Elements of reality were there, but not all of it. He hasn't described exactly what he experienced the second time it happened. I think that's about as far as I can say, is that it's kind of like a dream-like, half awake, half asleep, can kind of see what's going on, but it's like not sure if you're dreaming or not kind of thing. That's the question. That's the answer to the question.
Awesome. I don't know if there are any other questions. I'm doing a great job running this.
I haven't seen any others.
Now is the time to
Yes.
overload us with as many questions. Or we do have that fun question sheet that I lost because I closed Safari. It's in there somewhere.
I am excited that Caden took a really hard hit on the head.
What?
Well, what happens to your memories and trauma when you take a really massive hit on the head? Things have a potential to shake loose.
That's geez. Wow. Okay. Yeah. That's something I hadn't thought of.
There was one other question in here. Whether or not if Olivia could take riposte and put that on her echo. So if an attack misses, could her echo take an attack back for her? It's one of the battle master feats.
Oh yeah.
I don't know the answer.
I don't know the answer to that.
Oh,
I'll have to wait until see what Abby decides to choose for Olivia. She's always really quick with making these decisions. Doesn't stress over them at all. So I expect probably like later tonight I'll have a full laid out plan.
Yeah. I've never worried about a decision ever in my life.
I felt that in my soul.
Well,
if we want to play Kiss, Marry, Kill, we do have 4 party members, so for each one.
Hey, 2 of us are related.
That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Kind of just answers the question.
Just makes it easy to pick the kill.
Oh, I'm glad. No, Ashdine has given us some people. It's a lot of people, though.
Herd, Lurd, Sherman, Clara,
Magda, Olivia, Caden, Jackie the florist. No, we have to do this now. That's a lot of people to do Kiss, Marry, Kill. Do we just pick 3? Let's just pick 3. Though we have a real question too as we come up with a list of people for Kiss, Marry, Kill, which is how do each of us prepare for a session?
Matt, do you want to kick that one off as our GM?
My preparation starts around noon the day of the session. I am wholly always unprepared for the session to the point where Ian has reached out and said, "Would you like some help maintaining your world lore and stuff?" But usually I start.
You've misinterpreted my offer, but sure.
But yes, I might have. I am. Yeah. I have. I spend 3 hours or so. So it's really not noon. Noon is when I start thinking about it, and I get on and make sure I have to find the music that I can legally put in the game. I have to check images to find out whether or not they're legal to go in the game. Twitch changed my style a lot. Maps, if there's combat or anything like that. But yeah, for me, it's just 3 hours of prep and then answering questions throughout the week from the players who may or may not have questions.
Who's next?
My mother was saying hi to me, but I can answer. She doesn't want to be on stream again. She was accidentally the last time we leveled up. I work during the day. I am a full-time 7 to 5. It's a great work day on Wednesdays. This week is great because I didn't have to go into work at all. So I get home and I'm very, very tired. And so for the 2 to 3 hours before session that I have, I will either get grading done or I will just sit and listen to ASMR. Because I just need to sit and turn my brain off for a solid hour. If I can't nap, napping is also a very important pre-session thing if you get the time for it. But yeah, I headphones on, lights off, some solid just nice person on the internet whispering unintelligibly at you. It's a jam. That's and I know some people hate it. Some people really hate it. But that's my go-to for some calming sessions.
Becky, I think you can pick who you want next.
Oh, I get to pick popcorn style. It's like third grade all over again.
I hate that you said that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It brought back so many mememories. It was like you had the teacher voice too. I was like, what do I have to do?
Well, so my usual teacher voice is, is there a volunteer? Do you need to be voluntold?
Oh no.
So I'm going to voluntel, because she had the reaction she did, Abby. Sister Love.
It's school all over again.
I'm in school every day.
So I'm the pinnacle of efficiency in humanity. So I prepare. I like to, keep it different every time because that's how you do it. So sometimes I'm ready on time, sometimes I'm not. I usually watch the sessions during the week and take notes. So if I have time, I'll read over the notes. If not, then you just jump on in, and that's about how prepared Olivia is for anything. So it works out really well. Yeah, that's it. Next up, Ian.
Okay. Well, I never rewatch old sessions.
A mood.
So that's something. I don't do a whole lot to prepare, if I'm honest. A lot of chatting with people throughout the week, and sometimes Scott and I will have like Magda and Caden scenes planned, and we'll work out those. But for the most part, it's just whatever broken notes I have from the session and hoping my memory's good enough and diving in.
How you do it?
So mine is my wife is very kind, and we watch usually the episode again like Monday, Tuesday evening, like with dinner usually. So sometimes we'll skip ahead of things, or we might jump ahead if I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this, or I just want to watch the last half or something, just so that I'm reminded of where we're at and what we were doing before we jump in on Wednesdays. Ian downplays our awesome sessions. We've tried to establish something that's like Magda and Caden know each other so well that there are moments of like insight into each other that we don't want to just it's hard to convey necessarily in a spontaneous moment in stream when we don't want to interrupt another player who's doing something, but maybe Magda and Caden in that moment might have caught each other's eye or something like that. So we'll occasionally, I shouldn't say occasionally, we'll weekly have a moment where we'll go like, were there any things that one of us would have done that the other would have picked up on, or things like that are like very obvious things that these two people growing up together would have picked up on. And we do that in an attempt to really establish and make it clear, like, and make it obvious that their characters really know each other well, I guess. So not like metagaming stuff so that like, oh, just so you know, this is what you know, and so you can go do this with it. But just like stuff that like we can't always role play in the moment because it would be interrupting to other people taking a spotlight moment or something like that. So I find that really helpful too for really getting into like Caden's head. So that's a helpful prep for me. And then there is some tech prep, which I usually hop on about 5-6 o'clock on Wednesdays and start getting streaming stuff ready, and then take a break for dinner, and then come back to it around 7:30, 8 o'clock. That's it.
Okay. We have a question here for Matt. Is this the only persistent campaign that you hold in your homebrewed world?
This world? Yes. I have another campaign idea. If everyone TPKs, then we're not going to pick up inside the wall. We're going to pick up outside the wall and do it from that perspective. But I have 3 homebrew worlds that currently exist that had persistent campaigns in them that I could pick up at any time. This is just the current one we're playing in, built for the stream.
Fancy. We're special.
You are.
There was a question above that's kind of funny too, about more players.
Oh, I didn't scroll high enough. 2 up from that. The backdrops? Would you say they reflect your character? I mean, mine absolutely does. I'm in a library. I actually there are 2 libraries I'm staying with my parents currently, and there's 2 libraries in the house. One is mine, it's upstairs. This is theirs. So this is library number 1, full wall of books, and also it's not a missile launcher, but that's a giant telescope.
Dude, I've looked through one of those before. They are awesome.
It's as tall as I am. Like if I went to stand next to it, it's as tall as I am.
It looks really tall.
I mean, I'm not that tall. It's not that tall. I'm 5'4". It is very tall. So I feel like I now need to stand up next to it.
You do.
If you feel up to it. There we go.
It's like a little kid showing off there.
It's like
this is my telescope.
That was a spiritual successor to Abby grabbing her massive fan in her background.
Yes.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Oh.
I wouldn't be able to do it this time.
It's all lit up.
I will knock too many things down.
Fair.
Jackie, you often have some colors in the background of your stream too. Do you pick colors based on what's going on?
I usually do. In my normal setup, I usually have my LEDs that I have a little remote control for, and I usually pick a color for the night. I've been going with blues and greens because my purples tend to flash, so I haven't really done a lot of pinks. They kind of warble in the frequency, so haven't done a lot of those. Orange also is not a great color for an LED bulb, I've discovered. So I'm somewhat limited in my range of whatever General Electric LED bulb that I bought from Target. But I've been playing with lighting as much as I can. But yes, I usually pick some sort of color that is appropriate for what I think the mood of the session is going to be.
Subtle manipulation.
Yeah, no, it's not subtle at all. It's very overt manipulation. It's fine. Do I have to pick someone to say next? Scott, you're going to go next because you asked me a follow-up question.
Okay. Blues and purples. That's kind of the blue has always signified. That's always been his kind of signature color. He's got a blue cape, dark blue cape. Magda's magic is purple. So there's just a little hint of Magda's kind of influence on him growing up in the color scheme. So that's usually why I picked it to start with, and I've just kind of stuck with it. Unlike the great library behind Jackie, we get a full shelf of D&D paraphernalia. I have all of my D&D books. I have like a ton of minis. These are all dice trays, these square ones back here in each of the boxes. I also have this is like things for building minis and building maps, like scissors and glue and staples and like all kinds of stuff for like physically playing D&D, and like dice. There's a dice roller up there, like a tower and stuff. Anyways, and then Critical Role stuff, and yeah, it's my D&D stuff. Let's go with Abby.
Hi. This is my room. It is everything I own. It doesn't have to do with Olivia. I used to turn the light red because of Olivia. But I have these lights on the wall, and they only go purple. So I just left the lightest purple because purple and red don't really go very well together, and I care about that too much. So I left it. I think my room is, honestly, it fits more with my other character. There's a lot of art everywhere, so it's mostly just all me, not not Olivia. I think if it was Olivia, it'd be a lot darker and a lot redder, and a lot less like frivolous decorations. It would make the place too cluttered. Yeah. But no, like that bookcase there is my D&D one. It's got all the books and all my stuff.
And that fan is huge, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah, no, it's just about as big as me. My wingspan is similar to it. I guess I'll run and grab it.
Yes. If I went to the telescope, Abby gets the fan.
Oh my goodness!
It's so good.
Oh my god!
Oh no!
So
The lights.
Oh no, the lights!
Holy crap!
It's so big.
That is awesome.
It would take much too long to put it back up. So there we go.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
We appreciate your sacrifice.
Yeah. Thanks. My poor room. All right. Last but not least.
My room is reflective of the fact that I'm a college student. That's it.
Yeah.
I really don't have much else to say. I would love to put some Magda colored lights up in here if I could, but no. not.
But no.
Alas, that's not going to happen. Probably not before I move out of here again. So I don't think I have anything particularly exciting to share.
Are you also small?
I think I'm taller than everyone else on this channel, actually.
Really?
5'8".
Yeah.
5'9".
Okay, so
bit.
Scott's taller than me. Cool.
Barely.
Barely 5'8"
Am I the
myself.
shortest?
No, and me. I'm 5'8".
You're not a tall group.
Okay.
You got me.
We need to create a cast of PCs that are all like 6'2", you know, and then Ian is just gonna play the gnome.
I just need to learn enlarge and reduce, and I'll just make the whole party tall.
This is our true fantasy, the fantasy within the fantasy.
Yeah. There was 2 questions here. One from Negative Person.
Is that the Scott Nabby one?
Yeah.
Scott Nabby, can you describe to us the amazingness that is Canada? For those of you that don't know, we are a mix of Canadians and Americans, which I feel like sometimes forget. But did you guys get snow lately?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got snow like a month ago.
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I can't wait
ready.
for snow.
I love snow.
We had snow a week ago, and then today it was 16, 17 degrees
Yeah, it
Celsius. So whatever that is in
It was
Fahrenheit.
like super warm today.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's math I'm not going to do.
Yeah, I never do that math. I go and Google the Celsius conversion.
Is it like plus 32 times something or something times something plus 32? I don't know.
We can't do math. Don't make me do math on stream. I will
16
absolutely
Celsius
run
is
away.
60 degrees.
Cool. I mean, yeah, it was pretty nice here today, but it got to like 70.
60
here.
freedom degrees.
We have equal freedoms here. So
Yeah.
Some would argue more.
yeah.
It's the formula is Celsius times 9/5 plus 32.
I'm not remembering this.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
You are a teacher. It is your obligation.
I don't teach this. I'm not a science teacher. I just tell stories to children about awful things that happened in history and then how banks work. So that's what
It's
I
a
do.
weird Venn diagram. Jackie's in the middle.
It's economics and history. So like horrible things that have happened in the past. The stock market. There's a lot of overlap. And that's all me. That's what I got. I can do basic algebra to calculate GDP. You want to talk about some good old percent change equations? I got you.
What the fuck are you even saying, man? I have no idea what's going on.
GDP.
Do you know what GDP is? Question.
I do art and graphic design.
She's a liberal art major. She specifically didn't want to do math.
I was a liberal arts major. I now have to do math. And it sucks. And I want to cry every
Math
day.
is important. I say, as the math major. Who can't do algebra.
Oh, thank God I'm not the only one. I went through computer science school. I hated every bit of math.
I did the abstract shit. You asked me to crunch numbers? Fuck no.
I am on a project right now for calculating COVID, probability of catching COVID. And they give me this is the equation. Like, you need to calculate this. Here's the numbers. And I go, you have a mathematician on staff. You need to give me the exact formula that you want. I'm not figuring that out.
Fair. Set mathematical boundaries for yourself.
Right.
What are your bounds?
The limit does not exist.
What's your asymptotic bound for doing math?
We are out of bounds. There's another question from Ash.
Yes, which is how clearly do each of you see your characters, both your own and each other's, in your minds? I'm not answering first this time.
I can answer that one first because I was thinking about it not very long ago. I was thinking about the scar. So Caden, and actually just before the stream, a couple of us were talking about tattoos. And Caden has tattoos all over the front of him. But I realize I've described that and I've written it in my notes about Caden, but I can't actually visualize them. Like I realize when I picture Caden, I struggle to visualize them, except for the specific ones that some of our absolutely magnificent artists have drawn. In those cases, I can picture them, but I abstractly just can't picture. I'm like, I don't know. He's got a bunch of this kind of art, and I've put together a couple reference sheets of maybe stuff like this or like this, but I can't actually picture where they are on his body. So I struggle with that, and I do struggle with what he looks like visually, like picturing him sometimes. But until there's like a moment of transformation or something like that, I can picture the change, but I can't. I struggle to picture what he looks like just on a regular day-to-day basis. Yeah, I see Magda very clearly. Actually, I see all three of the other characters very clearly. Yeah, that's kind of funny. I could picture all of them very clearly. I can't picture Caden. I'm learning something about myself here. I don't know what it is, but I'm learning something. And I will pass the ball to Ian.
Okay, so I'm a very visual person. As you can probably guess. Yeah, I know exactly. I can picture all of you immediately. And yeah, I tend to latch onto scenes and come up with things like that, I guess. I don't really know how much more to say. I'm very detail oriented. I will think of like very specific aspects of a character, like what their hands might look like, or specific jewelry, or like a very specific, like very specific expression or something in this sense. All right, I will toss it to Abby.
I'm not that good at visualizing. I don't think I go into that much detail with it. I was just trying to think of what you guys looked like. And the only thing, like, I can't think of what they would look like as normal humans, but I can think of what the art would look like as like a cartoon, I guess. I don't know. That seems strange. But like, like I can imagine what our anime or our like Cartoon Network show would look like, but I cannot see what us as like reality TV stars would look like. If that makes sense. I don't know. I think everything ends up just getting very I caricaturize everything in my brain. I don't know, maybe. But yeah, I think I can see other people's characters a little bit better, but I think that's because I see just the surface level, kind of like how you would look at somebody that you see on the street and be like, yeah, I know exactly what that person looks like, but you don't, because you get it. You know what I'm saying. But yeah, like you can never see like your full self because you never do look at yourself. And so then I think Olivia hasn't fully looked at herself ever. But it's pretty easy to draw her. But then I feel like I can't visualize her. It's kind of weird. I don't know. I'm weird.
What? No, it totally makes sense. Because I have the same problem. Is when I can very clearly see everyone else, and like I know in my head what I see their faces as, and I can draw them, and I draw everyone else very consistently. I never draw Clara consistently. I feel like her face is like very different, kind of depending on exactly what I'm going for drawing wise, and like colors fine, proportions usually fine, but like facial features, I apparently am Clara blind. Is like I really have to work at it. I have to have like multiple references of stuff that I drew like the day before because I can't remember what I did the day before. But like I know exactly Olivia's expressions. Like I have that down pat in my head. I feel like Magda's is probably the other one that's hard for me, but I think that's more because like I don't have a full sense of like Magda's mystique yet because Clara doesn't.
Facial expressions to strangers.
Yeah, and so that's that can be a little fun. I think I can get like postures and body language. I read that better in people in like real life anyway. So yeah, faces are hard. I sometimes don't get. I can't get my own character, unfortunately.
Is it? Yeah, it almost sounds like if you're struggling to see her face physically, almost like I'm sure there's a psychology major somewhere that's like, and what you're seeing is the inner turmoil of her soul in the face that she's currently projecting out to the world.
English major. That's an English major there for you.
I think we do.
Sorry.
Oh no! I just want to keep talking about this question as well. Like,
no, I was too. I was going.
And I
want
to know what Matt pictures too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we have different like levels of how difficult our characters are. Like I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
What do you mean difficult?
Because like, well, obviously it's easier for me to see Clara as the sister, and like we have a history together, so I kind of know about her history. But in like Magda and Caden, because you guys are so like mysterious, it still makes it harder to see you guys because you play it as mysterious, and then for some reason it makes it harder to see you as mysterious. But like I can see the NPCs even better, even though I don't know them as well. It's funky. Yeah. But yeah, no, Matt.
How do you see us?
I see you. I in real life, I am face blind. So if Ian were to bump into me in the street and be like, Matt, I'd be like, I know I should know you. And I've seen Jackie with like her hair down and her hair up. And like to me, I'm like looking at a different person. I'm face blind. So because of that, it sort of translates over to how I see the characters. I see them as pieces of a whole almost. I see their personalities, their character, which is what I do in real life. When I know somebody in real life, the more I get to know their personality and their character, the more likely I will be able to remember them when I see them again. To put some of this into perspective, I went to a thing I went to weekly, had like 25 people in it. I went to it weekly every week for 2 years. And then they asked me to take it over. And I went, oh no, now I'm going to have to learn everyone's names. Because I could have full on conversation. I could know about their families. I could know about their life, but I had no idea. Like people would walk up to me and be like, hey, how are you doing? And I'd be like, great. In my mind, I'm like, I know I should know this person. I just have no idea who they are. And so I see him in pieces. Like I see Olivia, her armor, her sword, the flames, and the anger or the frustration, but I don't see it on a face. I see it as like a color or an image, same thing for like,
You see auras.
Yeah. Actually, that's not a bad way. Like I see Magda, you know, the purple, the confidence, the charisma, but like Vixen is the word that comes to mind, but that's not quite right. It's just the ability to like move and change the things that are going on around. I don't like this, I'm changing it, you know, kind of thing. You know, and for Caden, it's more of a blunt force that can be a knife if necessary, you know, a tool. Caden is a tool to be used by other people, and so that's how it's sort of I see him. And then Clara is just chaos, you know. You know,
yeah,
someone like that, huh? So
I'm an agent of chaos.
Yeah. So, and Herd was just warm and brown and you know, tall, big presence, big, you know, he's the guy that when you go, oh man, I wish I could have a hug, he's the good hugger kind of guy. Like everyone probably should know somebody like that in their life where they just give the perfect hugs. But you know, but yeah, so I don't see the faces, I just see the personality, the aura. You know? Which makes it a little more difficult. I'm really glad that this whole arc with Kieran Gall is coming to a close, and that his face has, you know, been mushed into stone, because it's the same thing for role play. Like I have to sit there and think about how this person and think about how they would talk and speak and internalize it a little bit, because I'm supposed to be on the, like, I don't come up with a script, I have to be on the ball. And so when Claire's having a conversation with Kieran, I can't sit there and be like, how would a narcissistic asshole respond? You know, I have to already have the mentality of a narcissistic asshole, which is not a mentality I like putting on. So I'm kind of glad you killed him.
Brutally.
So are we.
I mean, yeah, we're all very glad that he is dead.
Yeah.
With prejudice. A non-campaign question, but what is everyone's favorite non-D&D tabletop roleplay game? I actually have an answer for this one already. It's a weird one. Ooh, do you want to go first this time?
Mine's not weird. What's yours?
Mine is a game, and I want to get the company right. And it's a game called Star-Crossed. It's a is it Star-Crossed? I'm sorry. Star-Crossed is also good. That's not what it is. I can see the box really clearly in my mind because there's a nun on it.
That's not Star-Crossed.
No, it's not. What is the name of it? I have the box, but it's not in I'm not at my apartment. I need to message Marshall. But it's a game where it's a 1-to-1 roleplay game. So you can just like sit down with one other person and play it. And you set up a relationship between two people. It doesn't even need to be people. I have played this game very successfully as like there is an alien and a robot, and it's great. And it's a forbidden relationship in some way. And each time you play with a Jenga tower, which is super fun. And so each time you have a scene with them, and you're like exploring the different elements of the relationship based on cards you pull, and then you have to take a Jenga piece. And if the Jenga tower falls over, you have to act on your character's feelings immediately, no matter what, if it's going to be good or bad. And it's so good. It's so fun. It's a really fun game to be like, to really test a friendship, honestly, which I don't recommend doing it that way. But I've had a lot of fun playing it with people. Quarantine's been great for that. If like I can only spend time with one person, we will sit down and play this, and I will find the name of it. I can't believe my brain is Swiss cheese.
Thread?
We can come back to it.
No.
Published by Impossible Green, using Jenga Tower for action resolution.
No, it's like it's a little bit of a it's
a horror setting. Or you expect your characters?
Oh, it's not a horror setting. It is very much not a horror setting. It is Star-Crossed. It's Star-Crossed RPG. It's a 2-player role-playing game about forbidden love. It started. It got 35,000. Who is it?
Wow.
It's by the studio that created Fiasco. I was right. It is Starcrossed. There's just also another game called Starcrossed.
You make it sound like a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's super fun. If you ever get a chance to play it, it's not that expensive to buy the rule set and cards for it. They do make a box set. Not that I'm not. They do not pay me to do this. I just love them so much.
However, if you do wish to sponsor us,
yeah, if Bully Pulpit Games wants to sponsor us, they're not watching. They're absolutely not watching. But I love this game. It's all about, and like their art is so cute. They have a really good YouTube video like explaining, and they test playing it, and it's really fun. That's my weird one.
Nice.
That was a good one.
Do I have to pick someone? Matt, go.
Settlers of Catan. It's not weird. I just love Settlers of Catan.
Is that a role-playing game? Yeah.
Settlers of Catan? No, it's a board game.
Right, but the question was RPG.
Oh, role-playing game. Oh,
yeah.
Tabletop.
Role-playing
RPG.
game.
Not D&D or RPG.
Sorry.
Not just tabletop.
Sorry. I don't have any other role-playing games. I only play D&D. There's a game called Mastermind that's fun when you play. I think it's called Mastermind. It's a world-building game. There's no DM. Microscope. There's a game called Microscope, which is fun when played with the right people. It's a role-playing game with no DM. So that's kind of fun. But no, I'm a single-track RPG player at the moment. I didn't start playing D&D until 2 years ago, but yeah.
Pick someone, Matt.
Yeah.
Oh, Ian.
Okay, mine is called Magical Burst. And it's where you all play as magical girls. And it's wild. It is a game that is kind of designed to be broken, if that makes sense. Like, the more you use your magic, the more repercussions you have. And those repercussions just go so far out there. It's really fun. It's kind of like if you had a game based around wild magic, but magical girls.
I'm gonna need to look this game up. That sounds
I
awesome.
love Magical Burst. It's so much fun.
You had me at wild magic.
Yeah, it really is. It's like some of the like effects can be kind of brutal, but I played a one shot where no one cares what happens to their character afterwards, and so we just destroyed our characters with magic, and it was very fun.
Oh no.
It's called Magical Burst. I will put it in the chat so you can see it. Okay. I picked Scott.
I have not played any other tabletop RPG, so I'm going to give two half answers. One is that I've only ever really played 5th edition D&D, but I love pulling stuff from 4th edition. There's a lot of really fun game mechanic combat stuff that is a lot of fun to pull from 4th edition that I have done in my home games. And the other I'm going to say this is the other half answer is Monster of the Week, because I haven't actually played it yet, but I've been getting a character ready for Jackie, who's running a one shot for us. So kind of excited about that. So that's hopefully going to be fun too. So we'll see. That's my answer. Over to you, Abby.
I have also never played anything other than D&D. I'd like to at some point. It'd be fun. I've heard that there's some pretty good
I think we're going to have to pick some systems and do some one-shots.
Yeah.
I will run a Magical Burst one-shot. Holy shit.
Oh, goodness.
Done. Done. Yep.
I think I watched a playthrough of Burning Wheel, and I thought that looked fun, too. It was a lot of roleplay stuff. It was very political, but it seemed cool.
Mr. Housey, Monster of the Week, I have played it. It's a lot of fun. It's a very heavy role play, not at all like D&D, and is a great. it's a great system for like if you need to you want to play something, a player left in their key to the game, you can literally pick up Monster of the Week, grab a scenario, run with it. Very low prep if you don't want to. It's a fantastic system.
Can I add an addendum of another really fun game that actually doesn't exist? But I remembered it. So, if you want a great roleplay game that doesn't actually exist, but you can absolutely find the PDF of it, it's called Dadlands.
What?
And it's about a post-apocalyptic world where you play as dads.
Do you have kids?
No, there are no children's. There's no mothers. It is just dads.
Oh, the Adventure Zone Dadlands.
Yes, they created... So the Adventure Zone, the McElroy brothers and Brennan Lee Mulligan created Dadlands. And it's... They do a whole PDF. You can find it on the McElroy family. They made it with Keith Baker and Jen Ellis. And it's fully playable, but you can be... you have law and chaos stats, and that's it. And it's great. You can be a deadbeat. You can go evil and be a deadbeat dad. You can also be a hard ass. And you have vacation dads and craft dads and car dads. It's fantastic.
We need to play this.
Oh, I would love running Dadlands. I would absolutely love it.
Sounds like we're having a whole group of like one-shots that we need to start lining up.
Yes.
Throw out a doodle and see when everyone's free for one-shots.
To play all of these.
Oh yeah. So that's my weird addendum. I've never actually played it, but I want to. I just remembered it existed. It lives in the back of my brain, and like Brennan Lee Mulligan's voice in Dadlands just...
He has a very nice voice.
This is
so good.
Awesome. Lawful moves are healthy snacks like veggies, and chaos moves are fun snacks like gushers.
Yup.
That's so good. That's so good.
Oh, it's great. You can have defining moments, and that if your law and chaos stats, it's real good. It's like Mad Max meets Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but dads.
That's a good movie.
So yeah, I will absolutely. Anyone wants to play Dadlands, I'm down all the time.
All the time.
Literally all the time.
Sorry guys, can't make the Wednesday night stream. Somebody wanted to play Dadlands.
A stranger on the internet could want to play Dadlands, and I'd be there in a heartbeat.
Oh boy.
I'm scrolling back up to look at questions because I know there was one after that.
I saw one afterwards. I think it was about food.
It was about food. It's what is each of your characters' favorite and least favorite foods? We don't do a whole lot of eating on stream. It's a good way of thinking about what our characters would actually eat.
They do a lot of drinking.
Olivia spent some time, though, with Herd. They had some fries, and there's been some pancakes. Are you kidding me? There's been pancakes a number of times.
Yeah, true.
Clara.
Yeah,
Mostly
breakfast foods.
Breakfast.
Oh, yes. Breakfast foods. Absolutely. Easy answer. Favorite food.
Yeah.
Pancakes.
Yep.
100%.
Yep. Let us tell you why the answer is always breakfast foods.
This actually came up the last question and answer, too. And it was
foods?
still breakfast foods at that time.
Nice.
Oh, absolutely. Breakfast foods are killer. We had breakfast for dinner last night, and it was awesome. I don't know about least favorite foods, though. I only know my least favorite foods. I haven't thought
Coffee
about
with butter?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Number one, coffee with butter. No, what was it? Coffee with salt.
Salt.
So I Googled.
Yeah.
All I did was Google worst ways to drink coffee, and I just started pulling off of that list to give the people that I knew you didn't like. Like, this is how they drink their coffee.
Clara did get some tasty elk meat at a fancy dinner too. Actually, yeah, Meg.
Yeah,
we were at a fancy
Matt
dinner
and
as
Kate
well.
have been eating elk meat for a while because they just kept
That's
it.
true.
Yeah, nobody took it.
Yeah, we just kept it. We've been living the good life for a while now.
Yeah, it's like that 1,400 gold they also kept for a while there.
Yeah, what the hell, guys? You're holding out on us.
I love that you dropped that gold in front of Lurd.
Yes.
I love that we held on to it until after Herd left.
Did Did you actually give him his portion? Or do I need to go to his sheet and add whatever it was?
No, he's gone. I didn't give it to him until after he left.
You didn't give it to him.
Oh, geez. Oh, so you just split it 5 ways.
Yeah. No, 4 ways. 4 ways. I'll pay Lurd, but I've split it 4 ways.
You're a horrible person.
Shit hit the fan. Like, there was no time to like, come on over for drinks, guys. We'll divvy up the cash. It did not happen.
No, we've been having a time and a half.
Yeah. Oh.
So yeah.
So I have my answer. Breakfast foods, favorite food, pancakes. Least favorite, coffee with salt. Absolutely not. Blasphemy.
You say that, but apparently it makes the coffee taste like
I don't
way
like
more
coffee.
Oh.
I don't like the taste of coffee. My coffee has to be mainly milk and sugar with a lot of sugar and like chocolate because I am a child.
That's how I drink coffee. People make fun of me because I'm like, I want mocha, extra caramel, whipped cream. Like, that's not coffee. I'm like, whatever. I'm awake.
You know, shaming people for the drinks that they drink is one of the stupidest things in the world. I'm just going to say that to the world. World, if you're listening, that's stupid. People are not stronger people because they drink, you know, some tough beer or scotch or something, or weaker because they drink something fruity. I hate this so much.
Unless you drink coffee with salt, and then I'm judging you.
Then go to hell.
There's a line. There's a line.
This is it.
This is the rudest the Canadian has ever been. This is serious.
They're going to revoke my citizenship.
Maybe he was just worried about, you know, people mocking, you know, weak beer from Canada or something. Although I think the beer from Canada is stronger than American beer.
Yeah, I don't think we want to start that fight.
The memes, anyways.
Yeah.
I can't say from experience.
I don't like beer.
I haven't tried any American beers, really.
Cider is my friend. Cider's a great time.
I like cider.
It's cider season.
Alcohol in general sucks.
Yeah. I don't really like anything.
Do none of you guys here drink?
No.
I drink.
Really?
I drink.
Yeah.
But
a little bit.
Not a lot.
Usually, but not often.
I am no longer in my college or grad school days. It's not a time. That was the time to drink, and now I have to get up at 5 a.m. every morning and go teach children. So doesn't happen.
So it seems like it'd be a really good time to drink.
Yeah, it's like that John Mulaney bit of the elementary school teacher just going, they can watch a video. Yeah, I'm not saying I've definitely done that after stream nights where I'm like, I was up until 2 a.m. We're going to watch a John Green video, kids. Happens.
Those are the good days.
If my work is watching, it's not. If any of my students are watching, no, this isn't happening. This never happened. None of them are watching.
This is not being recorded.
Some of my former students have watched this, and they send me text messages about it. None of my current students, I think, watch. Unless you're hiding in the chat, and then I will find you. And quarter 2 just started, children. I've got homeworks to grade.
Serious stuff.
Sorry, that derailed everything. Did we answer the question?
I think so far only Clara has answered the question. Favorite food and least favorite food.
Does that mean I have to pick someone? Because can I roll? I want to rolls for it.
Discord has a roll bot, doesn't it?
We have Avray in that, but I don't have Discord open because my Discord is so.
You have dice in front of you, right?
To the Twitch chat. I'm sorry.
Do I have dice in front of me?
Google has a dice roller. Just type in 1D whatever, 1D4.
Okay.
1D3. 1D4.
See, the problem will be now. I do my dice roller. What? I'm gonna go with Scott's 1, Ian's 2, Matt's 3, Abby's 4 because that's right in front of me. 2.
Ian.
Who is that? Oh, that's me. Fuck. Okay. I think Magda's favorite food is like pastries.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what her least favorite is. She definitely has some because she's the kind of person who would be very opinionated about that. But I haven't decided what they are yet.
What would Magda never deign to eat?
Well, see, here's the thing. It's like there's a fair amount that she would eat just because high-class society considers it gross. And she's like, yeah, I'll eat that. That sounds great.
She enjoys finery, right?
She does enjoy finery. Yeah, definitely. But there's also a certain amount of fuck you to everyone else who also enjoys finery.
Sounds about right.
I think that means you get to pick next.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Matt, your personal least favorite food and favorite food.
Oh, crap. That's not fair.
We answered that last time. You got to do it now.
Yeah, so this is not fair.
That's really hard. My favorite food that I've always fallen back on is a perfectly cooked steak with mashed potatoes and green beans. But that's probably not an authentic or correct answer because I wouldn't have that for breakfast very often. But I would 100% have breakfast foods for lunch or for dinner given the chance. So the food I'll stand in the kitchen and eat without a problem is waffles fresh off the grill with crushed pineapple on top, right as they're coming off, and you just eat that right there. Or I used to make pancakes and mix up honey and butter, and I'd make the pancakes bite size, and then you just dip them in the honey butter while you just eat them like they're cookies.
This is gonna make me hungry.
I'm doing that next time I make pancakes. Oh my god.
It's so smart. It's so efficient.
Yeah. It is. And you can do it with anything too. If you like blueberry sauce or something like that, you make the blueberry sauce and then you just dip and you can eat them without having to cut up. You can take them to your computer and eat. Yeah. But yeah.
Don't over your computer. That's not good.
Well, you don't eat it over. You eat it over your stomach, and then you get it all over your shirt.
Yeah, I use my monitor as my plate, and I just like
your drawing abacus, your drawing board. You just put your food right on that, right?
Did you say in my drawing abacus?
Oh, I don't.
What?
It's
a drawing abacus.
Well, I know an abacus is the number thing.
Oh, let me draw.
There's a yes.
I mean, you could make like a smiley face, I guess.
It's just like a really
based
intense
upon the
form
number.
of pixel art.
It's very detailed pixels. Base 8.
I think it's a very not detailed pixels.
What is it called? It's not abacus, but what is it's a word for like a drawing tab.
Are you trying to say canvas?
Sure, that'll work. But no, I was thinking there's a word that starts with A. I'm probably completely wrong here.
Easel? Are you thinking like easel?
No, that starts with an E.
No, I know. But...
It's not the sound.
Whatever. Don't worry about it. It's not gonna,
artboard?
Yeah, that's the only other thing I can think.
Yeah.
Not worried about it. I'm gonna just let this one go. Hopefully never mention it
this
again.
Is gonna haunt me, Matt.
But least favorite food?
Yeah.
That I don't really. My least favorite food, the food that I will go hungry instead of eating this. I grew up really poor. My mom did amazing things with whatever food that we had. She's a fantastic cook. She will never watch this, so I don't have to worry about her hearing this. But she is fantastic cook and has made lots of great dishes. She made 2 dishes that were horrible and we complained about. Everyone else didn't complain about the second. I did. The first dish was lentil loaf, and that was basically meatloaf with lentils. Yeah. Lentils are cheap. When you have 12 kids in your family, you figure out how to do things cheap. But she figured out how to make it taste good with gravy. So that one is not the one on my list. The other one was a 5 or 7, I can't remember, bean soup. And the idea was that it was supposed to be like a tortilla type soup kind of thing. Nope. It just tasted like you're eating a lot of beans, and it didn't taste good, and it was horrible and absolutely disgusting. And the feedback on it was so bad she never made it again. But even now, like when I try multiple bean soup, I can't, like, I'm like, okay, nope, still sucks. Doesn't matter. Like, go to a restaurant, they're like, we have 3 bean soup. Somebody else orders it, I'll give it a bite. Nope, still ate it. So, yep, multiple bean soup.
Can only handle 1 bean at a time.
One bean.
Sometimes 2, because you can put 2 beans in chili, but then you also have the rest of the chili.
Can you put beans in chili though?
Not if you're making Texas chili, but if you're making, a perversion of chili, you can put beans in it.
Perversion.
There you go. No, that's a perversion of chili. We don't put beans in chili.
Chili is tomatoes and meat
of chili.
and spices and things. So, I have to pick somebody. Scott or Abby? I'm gonna go with Scott. We'll end with Abby.
Well, I went back to the half dozen different Google Drive documents I have about Caden and about his relationship with different people and backstory and different things. And I can only say that he probably doesn't like, you know what? I don't know what he doesn't like. But for something he likes, anything that is old red wine, anything that is like a good year, that's his jam. So
is that food?
No, it's not. But I don't have any thoughts on that.
Insist on wine if given the chance.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So good.
Does wine solidify as it ages?
Wine aunt.
Yes.
His favorite food is charcuterie board.
That's so good.
I don't really have an answer to this. Food stuff is not Scott's jam mostly. Like, I love breakfast food. We've established that from the other one, but I can't really think of foods for Caden per se. Sorry. Who's left? Abby?
Me. I had a lot of time to think about it, so I think that Olivia's favorite food would have been like some kind of like, I'm gonna say that her mother took her and Clara and the boys out once to go to a carnival. The one time they ended up going out, and she bought them like elephant ears or a candy apple or something. And to this day, that's her favorite food. And she's never had it again, but that one time she had it, it was the best thing she'd ever eaten.
My heart.
And most of it is memories, but that's probably your favorite food. Because everything she's eaten since has been like MREs and like potatoes.
Fair.
She's just been in the watch, so...
One of these days, somebody's going to explain that if she can get people to take them on dates, they'll treat her to nice meals.
She would never, people wouldn't take her.
Right. But you have friends, and that lasts an hour. You can get a date out of an hour.
1 hour. No, I don't think she'd even be able to sit with someone for a full hour and be fine, even for food. Oh, goodness. I think
I'm going to take Olivia on a fancy date now.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Oh my gosh, please.
Olivia never eaten anything like that. She probably won't know how to like hold the fork.
It's gonna happen.
Why are there multiple?
Like, are you gonna go like full fancy 7-course meal kind of thing?
Yes.
Nuts.
The look of panic on Abby's face is exactly how I imagined Olivia's to be.
In fact, like, it's time for a lesson in etiquette.
Oh boy.
You're gonna pull the Zorro. Here's your weapon for the day. A fork?
Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, no, I was just trying to think of how she would react to that, and then I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna have to think of so many ways that she's wrong, because she would absolutely be very wrong in all the ways.
Awesome.
Oh no. It's like a
loud
little
as
bowl you're
possible.
supposed to wash your hands in, and she's like, "Do I drink it?"
What's
that's
this?
Princess
That's the main
Diaries.
course. That's the main course. It's like the size of a gold piece.
Yeah.
So good.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I think
That'll be also interesting. The Wall Festival time is coming up.
Yeah, no, that's probably what it was. It's probably the Wall Festival.
Yeah, so you guys are going to be together with people
I did art for that day. Oh, it all makes sense. I totally did something canonical without. Sorry. Continue.
No. Now I see the art.
Well, no, I.
You okay?
No.
We've reached a level. We broke Abby.
It really doesn't take much. I realized I didn't know what to say, and my social anxiety was just like, just stop. But then I couldn't.
Oh no.
Oh, boy.
I'm crying.
Oh, there's a cross-stream question just for you, Abby.
Uh-oh.
Would Olivia and Fen be best friends or mortal enemies?
Oh, man. Okay, give me a second. Yeah. My face is so warm. I think that they would have mutual respect, kind of the same way that Olivia has with Caden, except the mutual respect comes in they both have the same view of people, where it's like, fuck other people, I need to, well, not that. No, they want to help other people, but people are stupid, so it's just, everyone's working against me, but all I'm trying to do is help. And then there's the sense of responsibility and being bad at interacting with people as well. So there's a lot of similarities there. I don't think they would end up being enemies unless one of them were to do something that the other person thinks is threatening. Then they would definitely be enemies. It'd be like frenemies, on and off.
I'm gonna have to bring somebody like your other character into this world so they can interact with Olivia.
Oh no, like Saga?
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, no, that wouldn't be very good. I guess, oh geez, I'd have to think about how they would interact too. I don't know if it'd be like
unicorns.
Yeah. Be like, oh, you're precious and stupid, or like or the opposite. Like,
I think it'd probably be that. You're delightful. Go be delightful somewhere else. Punch you.
Yeah.
It's like visiting somebody as a newborn baby. You want to hold it? Yeah, thanks. I held it already. Here you go. Take it back. Bye.
I can see it from here.
Oh, it's a baby.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean to never hand you guys babies.
I think I'm probably good with them.
I have held lots of babies in my lifetime. Thank you very much.
Both of those statements sound like things that people who are not good with babies would try to say.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have 10 sisters that I'm 4 from the top, so
Okay.
That doesn't mean that you enjoy or are good at it. It just means you had to do it.
that is a fair point, and I have no counterpoint.
I made all my money when I was young babysitting. It's profit, man.
It's all about that money.
Hell yeah.
All about that green.
I mean, that's what I do. I take care of other people's children for them.
Children for money.
Yeah, but the amount you get paid versus the amount she got paid was probably not proportional.
Oh God. I was like 12.
I pay somebody $20 a day per dog to take care of my dogs. That's
What?
when I have to leave.
If I got paid $20 a student per hour, I would have a lot of money every day.
You got paid $20 a student per day.
Oh yeah, I now want to do that math because I like torturing myself with my stupid salary.
Ooh. Got another question, and it's a doozy.
Oh, what is it?
Yeah.
Have any of you experienced a character true death before? If so, any tips on how to either prepare or cope with that?
True negative. I love that.
Hands, baby. No thanks. I'm not hungry.
Why don't you take us off, Ian?
Okay, well,
that seems loaded.
Because I have definitely experienced one true character death, and the other one...
It was pretty damn close.
Pretty damn close. That one was my doing, because I fucked with a deck of many things. So... You get what you get. The other one...
Can't wait for it to be found in this game.
I'm gonna draw the fucking void again. I really hope not.
I don't think anyone in this party would draw from the deck of many things as soon as Jackie figured out as soon as Clara figured out what it was.
That's true. I think we're all no one's chaotic enough, like in my old party, to be like, hey, let's play a game of cards with this random magical deck we found, because none of the other party members told us it was a deck of many things. They just left it in the bag. And we're like, don't
tarot card. Let's see what happens when you draw them. High card wins, tarot cards, deck of many things.
Yeah, it was...
Anyway, continue.
Okay, I'm not going to go off on random other campaign stories, sorry. But the other character, I feel like I can't give a very good answer, because the character I was playing and the party he was a part of, they were not well integrated. It was a little rough and tumble kind of group. It was fun, but it was not like a deep role play kind of group, if that makes sense. Or just like we were struggling to find that balance, and then it was kind of just when we TPK'd and everyone died, it was kind of just like, yeah, that was going to happen. I don't know. And then for the one that I chose, it was just I was ready to shift characters and play something else. So I don't have a lot of advice for that, unfortunately. I'll pass it to Jackie.
I have had at least one character true death. It happened at the end of the campaign, but it happened at like the session before the very last session. That was gonna wrap everything up. So I actually didn't end up at that last session. I couldn't have been there anyway, but my character died in the last final battle, and no one knew. I was playing a grave cleric who had been trying to negotiate with the big bad guy the entire time with a special homebrew spell, and each time he would kill her to get break the spell, but she was servant of the Raven Queen, so technically she died a lot, but it eventually caught up to her. And in the last one, she didn't have to die, but she sacrificed herself so that she could go out with and redeem the bad guy. And it was very planned. I had that whole arc written as soon as we got access to that spell. And she started having chats with him. And she didn't want him to die alone. So she just disappeared. The battle was over. Everyone was dust settling, and she was gone. And my other players sort of they knew metagaming wise. But otherwise just on a different plane of existence, hanging out with the Raven Queen and the poor, sad, big bad guy who was not actually a bad guy. I got many a text message from that last session about where my character was, and I never responded to them because they're never allowed to know. None of them are watching this tonight, I'm assuming. If they are, you still won't know the exact location. You can never resurrect her because you don't have a body or any piece of her. So that was very well played. I told the GM from the get-go that I was like, she's got to die at the end of this campaign, no matter what. If she doesn't die sooner rather than later, she's gonna have to die at the end. So we worked through how exactly that was going to work, and how that was going to be all copacetic. Since then, I've never actually had a true character death. Any of my other characters have come back either in other campaigns. I'm running that one right now in a Thursday game, and it's really fun. I don't like killing off my characters. Truly. I'm going to pass it to Scott.
Short answer, no character death. That meant permanently removed, but I was telling, I've told the story to some people here before that I did once play a ranger rogue that on one night, there was one night where I couldn't be there for the session, and I got jumped by mind flayers, illithids, and they were kind of parroting my character along in this fight, and he rolled a natural 1 on a save for the thing grabbing onto his head, and basically extracted my character's brain while I wasn't there, and he completely died and was brainless. And apparently the party was so like beside themselves with the idea that Scott's gone tonight and his character died that them and the DM basically they poured everything into like all their healing spells. They extracted the brain whole from the dead illithid's stomach and like put it back in my character's head and used spells to heal his head back up and stuff. And they basically brought him back into a comatose state. And for the next 3 months of playing, I played a different character, an NPC that had been traveling with us, a monk, and eventually got my character back. And we had a whole different kind of arc for them in terms of what they had gone through in their healing process to come back. And they kind of came back as a very same character, but very different after spending 3 months in a Githzerai temple, learning who they were again, kind of thing. It was fun.
It's very interesting.
Let's go with Ian.
You did yours. That's right.
Matt. I just went across. Sorry.
Who?
Matt.
I have never had a character of my own die, but I haven't played. I played for 2 weeks in my first game, and then after that, I've been DMing for the whole time. And so I've had an on and off game with a friend. We used to switch back and forth for games. I'd DM for a month or two, and then he'd DM for a month or two, and I had a character there. But that one ended naturally. And then the last game, my favorite character that I've had so far to play, that game got canceled. So nope, no character deaths up to this point. I've TPK'd a party, but that was their fault. So
we had a real bad time.
Was it your party?
It was my party. Yeah, that was Aniger and Vartag and the deck of things
that one as well. Yeah, that TPK as well. I was thinking of a different one.
Oh,
I've TPK'd 2 parties.
I'm just gonna make a note for don't worry about it. Just gonna jot some things down. Okay.
My nickname used to be, it might still be in some places, Deadly but Generous DM. You know, I let you do whatever you want, but that doesn't mean I won't kill you or kill your PC.
No,
keep jotting things down.
What?
Personally. No, you're going to find us and shoot us personally.
Yeah, no. I'm not a killer in real life. I hire people for,
I've got to go. I've got some people to call. Got to get back on that watch list.
Yeah. But yeah, so there is a consideration, like before level 5, when I DM, there is a little bit of it's not fun to lose a character before level 5 because everyone knows that the characters are really weak. And so there's a little bit of understanding that I pull my punches a little bit before level 5, but after level 5, all bets are off. The thing is the thing. Until I make a mistake, like throw columns that do 3d8 plus 6 damage per punch at the party. But then you guys are amazing and pull it out. Yeah, you guys figured it out. So, but yeah, nope, never lost the character. Ian's supposed to start a game at some point. Jackie's supposed to start a game at some point. that I have tentative characters for, so maybe I'll have a chance to lose one there.
I'm incredibly murderous as a DM.
No, you're not. You say, oh wait, are you? Okay, I'm just gonna jot something down.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. That game still isn't off the ground
yet.
Yeah.
I like.
So yeah, that's it's Abby.
Yeah, Abby.
No, I've only DM'd before this with the Dice Cult, so never lost a character. We'll see.
Don't jinx yourself. Don't jinx yourself.
Yeah. We'll get there when we get there.
I do have a new favorite spell for low levels.
Oh.
Magic Missile.
Oh, yeah.
You just reach out and touch somebody who gets far, far away.
It's a weird way of describing Magic Missile, but okay.
I had never been able to hit Magda at all, except so Magic Missile is really nice to do that.
Auto hits are great.
Just
until I can counterspell them. I went full chaos mode for a reason.
Well, the funny thing is in this world, I let anybody use any scroll. There's a roll for it, but anyone can use any scroll, including scrolls of shield, which are really first level spells. So, you could hand out scrolls of shields to everybody, and as a reaction, they can be like, "Whoa, Magic Missile doesn't touch me."
Can
you
make
use scrolls as reaction? Sorry.
Yes, the scroll can be used as the spell is intended.
Can I make scrolls?
Yeah.
Herd made scrolls. Remember, I bought some from him. That's why I had Healing Word on Caden.
I have mage armor and shield and can absolutely make scrolls.
Mage armor scrolls is one of the few scrolls that I'm like, I don't understand why wizards don't make mage armor scrolls. It's a spell slot and it costs like 25 gold. You're not always in combat, but when you are going to go into combat that day, why not use 25 gold to get yourself, armor, and then you get that spell slot. But anyway, yeah. So that's me.
I do like this question. What is the worst class and why is it monk? How about our least favorite classes to play?
Ooh, okay.
All right. Why don't you
Not
kick us
to
off
mess with your my least favorite class to play. I'm going to admit something about myself right now. I have never played a martial character. I have never once played a character that could not cast spells because I understand who I am as a person. And that is a wizard in real life. And which is hilarious because I do sword fighting in real life. So like I would have thought when I got into D&D, I would play someone who could sword fight because I actually know how to do it. Nope. I immediately went other direction. And I've never played a fighter, never played a barbarian. I feel like I cannot juggle things like that easily. I love clerics. I love wizards. So I probably I have never played any of those. So probably fighter or barbarian for me.
My dream is that you would play a low intelligence character at some point. I just want to see you playing a low intelligence character.
I do play one in a different game, and it's really fun. I play a real dumb cleric, and she's lovely. She's on. She might have to take a level in Warlock soon because she keeps making stupid decisions. But still a cleric, not a fighter. Abby, least favorite class to play.
Well, I like I said, I haven't played very much D&D, so I don't really have experience with that many classes. So, as a DM, I hate Mystic classes or Psionic class. I don't know. Yeah. One of my players played one at one point, and it was horrible. One of the abilities that he had was like so OP. I think it was broken. There was something wrong with the balance of that class. Never again will I allow that. And then paladins are annoying too with their smites.
Mm.
But that's just when you're playing DM and a lot of your enemies are undead. And that's my fault.
Mm.
Scott?
Funny. Mine's like a counterpoint to Jackie's, I think. I have all my characters almost never have magic. Caden has magic, but it's magic that comes about when, like, I don't really even want to think about the spells too much. Like, it's not, they kind of come and surge out of him at times when he needs them. I've gone Hexblade, so there's, certainly magical elements to it, but it's going to be more about the martial kind of prowess stuff. I played that Ranger Rogue. We reflavored him with the non-magical variant, so that I used Battlemaster maneuvers, so pinning shot arrows and like things to knock people around with arrows and stuff like that, rather than magic. He had no spell slots.
Fighter, the better rogue, or the better ranger.
Fair enough, but yeah. So it was just, I've never played any magic stuff, and I think what it is for me is I really want to use. I want a lot to do. I want high action economy. I want to be able to attack twice in a round, use a bonus action for something, and make sure I've got a reaction. And I've often felt like casters don't do that a lot. They get one spell, and unless you're a sorcerer doing like a quicken spell and casting a bonus action cantrip or something like that, or vice versa, you know what I mean? Because I have played one storm sorcerer, and I did that, but yeah, I don't play a lot of casters really at all. So I want lots of things to do, lots of rolls per turn, or I get bored, I think. In combat, anyways. Let's go with Ian.
So I am also kind of opposite of Jackie. Magda is the only character I've ever played who did not know how to use a sword. So that's been fun. I'm trying to think. Well, first off, Wizard just in general intimidates me, but I feel like it's not fair to say that I dislike it because I've never actually played a Wizard. So I'm going to say my least favorite is Bard, but that may just be because I didn't have a great game while playing a Bard. So, and I would play a Bard again. So I don't really have a good answer to this question. But yeah, I very much enjoy getting in the thick of fights, and being Magda, who is so squishy and has to sit on the sidelines, is very strange. I'm like, wait, hold on. I gotta punch something. What are you talking about? But yeah.
I would like to join you on the Bard thing. I think actually, now that you said Bard, it was out of my brain. I have no desire to play a Bard because the feeling is that any Bard I've ever seen has to be the life of the table, and I don't want that pressure. I don't want to be the one that the other players are expecting to be cracking jokes and making witty things. I love to do that, but I don't want it to be expected. So I don't want to ever. I have no interest in playing a Bard.
My heart.
I do like playing charismatic characters, so in that regard, I feel like that's probably why I would play a Bard again. But the mechanics they don't do much for me, I guess.
I do love helping people go past that, Caden. The whole I have this expectation. Arafane was the one that I really loved. I had this paladin at my table, and he told me, brand new player, he told me what he wanted to play. He said, I want to be Conan the Barbarian from a 1980s film or something like that. And so he's like, my sword is able to smite people down and stuff. I'm like, so it sounds like you want a barbarian. He's like, no, I want to be able to smite people. Like, I need to be able to have my sword do these things. I said, oh, so we're talking paladin. He's like, I don't want to be a healer and lay on hands and all of that jazz. And I said, so don't. And so he's like, well, people expect me to. So he sat down and he just basically introduced his character and started to play. And basically he never cast any spells. His lay on hands was for himself only. And when he learned he had Misty Step, he would Misty Step to get places. But outside of that, he didn't heal, he didn't cast. Hope people are dying, he's not healing them. I don't know how to heal. I hit things. That's what I do. So It was the best character. Yeah. Sorry, took it over. Who's left? Abby, I think.
No, I think it's you.
It's just you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Classes that I always wince when they roll up to the table is Bard if I don't know the player, because I am like, oh great, here we go. They're gonna want to sleep with everything that moves. That was just some bad experience as a DM. But really, when somebody goes, I'm playing a monk, I internally groan. Because monks are basically like, if there was a class that was OP, it's monks. They're not, but it's just like Stunning Strike is, there's 5 monsters that are resistant to stun. There's monsters that are resistant to paralyzation, but for some reason stun still works on them. So as a DM, I usually look and see if they're resistant to being paralyzed, they're also resistant to being stunned. But as far as me playing, the one that I don't think I'll ever play again is Rogue. Unless it's a swashbuckler, but Rogue is like, I can get a Rogue out of almost any other, like I can get a Rogue as a Bard, a Warlock, a Monk. You can make a Rogue pretty easily. So I'm not impressed by Rogue. I played a Ranger once and I felt like I was better to play a fighter with a bow than it was to play as a Ranger, but a Battlemaster fighter with a bow. But yeah, my least favorite class is personally to play. I love the whole ambiance of Rogue, but the mechanics of it I'm not thrilled about. But and the funny thing is, same for you guys on Bard. I sit down and I go to I look at what I could play, and it's like Wizard or Warlock or Bard, and Bard is just like over there, like I guess so. But I've played a Bard. And I loved it. Like I had a friend of mine who ran a one shot, and I spun up a Bard, and it was great. I thoroughly enjoyed playing it, but it doesn't get in my consideration for playing. Like maybe Jackie, for your game, I'll play a Bard. But
that'll be fun in that setting.
Yeah, I can't for your game, Ian, because I already made my character for your game. But yeah.
All this Bard hate. How dare you all?
Although it sounds like for a lot of us, it's tied up into the players or the games that we've tried or that we've seen.
I mean, I'd play a Bard again. I just, the one time was the worst time.
Yeah, why don't we just make an agreement? If anyone true dies here, your next character is a Bard. In this game.
I already have my backup character. Thank you very much.
It's a Bard now.
It's so difficult.
I quit.
Yeah.
Actually, I would love to play a Bard in this campaign. This would be fun.
3 charismatic party members and then Olivia. Excuse me, no.
That would be so good.
I love that.
It's like we're gonna go do a heist. I'm like, what do I do? I just follow.
We just hype you through it. We'd be like total hype masters.
I loved it. I like that Nat 1. That Nat 1 was so nice. I could not have made that. That was perfect. Sometimes the dice just fit exactly what the scene needs.
No. That Nat 1 fixed, solved. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
It actually didn't happen. Canonically, didn't happen. I think you already answered the other question for Matt of, are you going to participate as a player in any of the one shots?
Yeah, I am a very hungry. I am not a player in any games, and I have found for my own mental health that it is good for me to be a player in games. There's a wall between players and DMs that, as hard as I've tried, I haven't been able to feel like I've gotten through. Doesn't mean I haven't. I just feel like there's some separation. So I enjoy being a player, so that way I can feel like I'm in the know in those private conversations kind of thing. I want to be part of the private conversations. I'm a needy person. But no, I'm looking forward to playing.
Cool.
Is that all the questions? I think that might be all the questions.
Boot camp Bard?
We'll have more.
Yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up, but there's one specifically for Abby about being a boot camp Bard.
Oh, I'm just talking in the chat. I don't think it's a question. I said maybe I'll be a jazzercise bar.
Oh my gosh.
Into battle.
Enthralling performance like Richard Simmons.
Let me get my head back.
Oh, jeez.
You get a
Montage
bardic
time.
inspiration every time you successfully do jazz hands.
Oh god.
I love this.
I
That's so
think.
good.
Yep.
Well, what about, do we have announcements going forward? Like things coming up? Twitter stuff?
Do we have Twitter stuff?
I'm
Other than
continuing to
actually
post
go
art. I don't think there's any polls coming up because this wasn't like a real episode, so there's not much of anything to vote on. But yeah, keep an eye out for that official art, which I will continue to post. And yeah.
We start back up regularly streaming next week. Pick back up where the party left off in the middle of a basement that's on fire. That I think
On fire, covered in blood.
Yep.
We're all just sitting there. It's fine.
Olivia's ecstatic, honestly.
Oh, yeah,
she
no,
ended great.
I'd assume Clara is as well.
Yeah, Clara is not sitting on the ground less than 5 feet from the
Slightly
remains of
Headless remains.
Kind of the first thing Caden sees as he opens his eyes, too.
Oh
Yeah. Yeah. We actually have to talk about Caden and him being unconscious and what that might have been.
Ooh, fancy.
But, yeah, I don't do a terribly lot of plot point planning, but I do like to touch base and see what people are thinking. So,
Okay.
but yeah, come back next week, 5:30.
Thank you for
5:30
joining us,
Pacific,
everyone.
5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central.
That's how time zones work.
That is how time
Would
zones
never
work,
have
but I'm going to
figured
say
it out.
all of it because fucking algebra.
Yeah, so go ahead and follow us over on Twitter to get any updates about stream and like come hang out with us and chat. Like we love doing these Q&As, but we can absolutely answer your questions anytime. We're all on Twitter. Go if you are missing any episodes, like if you need to catch up. I know I saw some people in there who are still catching up, and we so love and appreciate you. But you can do that over on YouTube. All of our episodes so far, including last week's, I believe.
Yes, last week's is up.
Yes, it's up.
Headstone.
It's up.
Headstone.
It's over on the Dice Cult channel.
Yes. So on YouTube, you can go over to the Dice Cult. We have a Roll Incorporated playlist, and that has all of our episodes all the way back to episode number 1 that you can catch up with. And yeah, I saw some new names in chat this time. Thanks for hanging out with us. This was super fun. And I don't know. I just like hanging out with all these people, even not playing D&D. So this is great. Anything else that I forgot, Matt?
I think you have a phrase that you say all the time.
Oh yeah, we didn't do that at the beginning. So thank you all for hanging out at this Q&A, and remember to smash that like button, hit that subscribe if you feel so inclined, and have a Twitch Prime that you could subscribe to us. Thank you to those of you who did while we were chatting, and we will see you next week for some D&D.
There's one thing that I don't know if we're ready to announce it yet, so never mind. I'll keep my mouth shut.
Ooh, secrets.
Okay. Okay.
Tune in next
Okay.
week to see.
Tune in next week to find out if we're ready to announce it.
Bye.
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 Thank you.